Hi and welcome to Square Balloon Actions and Tutorials. This tutorial is for Photoshop CS and I'm going to be dealing with skin and color issues within an image. So here we have this image here which is straight out of camera, and you can see that the blanket that I was using has taken on a sort of a reddish hue, which often happens when I'm shooting straight down like this. This is one that I've already edited and I want the blanket to be more like this, which is the way it is. The blanket is actually a cream color, not sort of a beige color like this one here. So the way I deal with that is the first thing that I would use, well, I just want to get rid of the line here that separated the edge of the mattress with the background, the paper background that I was using. And I'm just going to see how Photoshop does that with content aware. 5 and 6 have content aware, and sometimes it works pretty well and other times it's not that great. So let's just fill it in with content aware and we'll see what kind of job it does. Um, so it could take something from here, but that might be easy enough to mask back, but we'll see. Yeah, it's not too bad, so we'll leave it like that. We might just do a little bit of extra cloning here just to try and get rid of that. Okay, so that's fine. So what we want to do is we want to bring back the original color of this, and I'm going to do that with the saturation sponge. So here's the saturation sponge. It's under the same set of icons as the dodge and burn, and we've got it set to desaturate, and let's see, we'll get a flow of about 25%, and I'm going to duplicate that layer, and I'll just use the sponge there. Now I'm going over a little bit on the baby because I want to get right up to the edge. So once I can see that there's none of that original warm color underneath, I can just make a mask, and let's just mask off the baby. Oh, sorry, I'll do it on the bottom there. Masking always works best when you do it on a layer that has the most contrast. So select the baby there like that. Oops. Just going to hold down Alt to get the minus tool. And we'll do a refine edge. And because this I've already made my mask, I'm just going to fill with foreground color of black on that mask. So now we have the baby mask back. That's grand, but it looks a little bit bluey there, so I'm just going to lower the opacity of this until pretty much until it matches up the one beside it. Not too bad now. It's about 50%. Okay, and we'll flatten that down. So again, with the one that I've already edited open, I'm going to edit this one here. So we'll do a curves just to bring a little bit of brightness to the image. That's probably enough there. It's getting a little bit bright over this side, but because it's an adjustment layer, I can always take that brightening off the very brightest parts. Keep a little bit of detail in those areas. I'm going to go close up on the face now just to have a look and see what we need to do there. I'm going to use my spot removal tool just to get rid of some of those little dots and bumps. My patch tool on a new layer, I'll duplicate that layer to get rid of the chapped skin that she had just at the side of her mouth. And add a couple of actions as well. The red skin removal. Make sure that's on top, just to get rid of some of the more intense reds. And we can lower the opacity of that, of course, as we're painting. And then I'm going to also use the paint on warmth. Oops, paint on warmth, because her face was more saturated in colour than her arms and legs. So we'll use the paint on warmth just to even up the skin colour there. So just pull back and just get an overall view. I'm going to use Eye Define just to bring a little bit of definition to her eyes. Again, make sure that's on top. Bring a little bit of sharpness to all the areas that I think I would like to have sharpness. I'll use my skin smoothing action. Again, make sure it's on top. Oops. And that the mask is selected when you're painting. Now, skin smoothing can also be used in other areas that you want to smooth. That's no problem either. And then we'll just have a look and see how the two of those look side by side. The other thing, one more thing that is useful is the lighten up action. If there's an area that you think could just be a little bit lighter. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with how those look side by side now, so I think that's ready for saving. So that's just a quick tutorial just to show you, just using a few of the actions, but also how to even up skin color and also how to take some of the color out of something that you feel is too saturated.